What's up guys, it's Punchy, and today we're diving into something a little bit different. I've put together an investigation into the most useless things possible in Deepwoken, and I don't mean useless in a bad way. These are the strange, obscure, blink and you miss it kind of details that don't really affect gameplay, but once you notice them, they definitely change how you see the world of Deepwoken as a game and experience. These facts might not give you an edge in combat or help you win a tournament, but they will deepen your appreciation for the game's design. I tried to find some of the most obscure things possible that many people don't know about, but please share your favorite down below. So for now, let's get into it. Alright, kicking things off with probably the most insane thing I've ever discovered about Deepwoken, it secretly contains Plants vs. Zombies. Yeah, that PvZ. You either played it or at the very least had it embedded into your brain from childhood, but everybody knows about this game. I mean, I still get hit with the random Chinese PvZ brain rot like all the time, but anyway, here's where it gets wild. PvZ is in Deepwoken. So, have you ever slowed down during a fight and actually looked at the blood explosions when you guard break somebody? I know, it sounds impossible mid-combat, but hear me out. Take a frame-by-frame look, and what do you see? It's red, it has spots, and I'd say that it's a sunshroom from Plants vs. Zombies, just painted red. I'm not losing it, right? But look at this thing. Now, I'm sure a lot of games recycle assets or use random textures for particles, but using a sunshroom as a blood effect, that's peak Deepwoken. It's utterly bizarre, totally unnecessary, and probably harder to do, but it somehow makes the game even better. Next up, with a creepy fun fact, in Deepwoken, flowers represent the dead. Not metaphorically, lore-wise, souls literally turn into flowers. You'll find them everywhere death lingers, like soul blooms at Pathfinder's Respite, where villagers were experimented on, under the Blind Seer Church beneath the Watchers. Black flowers also lead to the Bone Keeper in Layer 2. There's a quest where you have to deliver a flower to a grave. The Hive calls their glowing flowers souls. Guild bases grow flowers where players respawn. Night flowers in the Christed Village bloom after somebody dies, and the book Lament of Siren seals it that life turns into flowers after death, and the game shows it. So next time you see a flower, danger might be close by. This one's less of a useless detail and more of a hidden gem, literally. So, inside the Great Hive Aerotel in the research and development room, there are two breakable walls that lead to a secret area. Smash through and you'll find a hidden room that plays a mysterious song. No clue if it's just a fun Easter egg or a hint at future content, but it's there and most players have no idea it exists. You wouldn't stumble into it unless you were really exploring, and I like that. Before Deepwoken ever saw the light of day, Knorrs looked completely different and way more beast-like. While the community often talks about primal versions of races, like the Primal Vesperian variant, what most people don't know is that a primal-style Knor design actually existed before release. It wasn't officially labeled primal, but the look was way more animalistic with pointed teeth and wilder features, a far cry from the Knorrs that we know now. Honestly though, it closely resembled the Casparian race from Rogue Lineage, which does make sense considering the dev's history. It's just a cool glimpse into what could have been. Prominence Draw is one of the only mantras in Deepwoken where your damage changes based on your weapon stance, not just one versus two-handed, but actually whether your weapon is sheathed at your hip. It sounds cool, right? Like a samurai draw cut, except it actually deals 50% less damage when it's drawn from the hip for no clear reason. Also, it gets weirder. If you're using anything other than a medium weapon, like light or heavy, it also does half damage. Strangely, non-sword mediums aren't affected, and that's just weird. Why does this happen? Compare that to something like Rapid Slashes, which works the same across weapon types. Prominence Draw just doesn't. While we're at it, here's a weird mantra interaction that basically turns any mantra modifier into a portable mantra table compass, but only under super specific conditions. So if you have no mantra equipped, mantra orbs are fine, and you click a mantra modifier mod, a small glowing path appears, guiding you to the nearest mantra table. It only happens when your mantra slots are completely empty. If you have even one equipped, it doesn't show up, making it super obscure, and players won't even notice this. So, have you ever heard of the terms pibbling or nibbling? Probably not, cause nobody I know had a clue either. But in Deepwoken's complex family system, these roles actually exist. We're used to seeing twins, siblings, or cousins show up above our heads, but under very specific conditions, you can become somebody's aunt or uncle in-game. If you're the same race variant, have the same last name, and are exactly 20 years older, the game will label you as their aunt or uncle, and them as your niece or nephew. Even rarer if your character was made gender neutral and still met those conditions, the title would show up as Pibbling, which I guess represents that, and Nibbling instead of niece or nephew. It's so rare, most players have never seen it, and it's existed for about 3 years. But with the removal of the gender presentation option on spawn, it might be completely unobtainable for now. Next up is something that's technically not useless, but definitely overlooked: Linkstrider's meteors and the subtle visual storytelling behind them. Overall, Linkstrider's a pretty niche oath built for support, and one of its key talents, Entropy Link, lets you and your seeded guildmates teleport to fallen meteorites. Most of these just sit there, doing nothing but looking cool, but a few, they're actually integrated into the map in pretty clever ways. One meteor didn't just crash, it left a trail of destruction, including a split boulder that shattered on impact, and we can see this. It shows an actual path of travel as if the meteor crashed mid-journey instead of being randomly placed by a developer. It's a pretty small detail, but it's a great example on how Deepwoken quietly builds immersion through environmental design. Moving forward, here's some forbidden knowledge. Deepwoken has unobtainable emotes, and one of them is a callback to a piece from Rogue Lineage history. Back in Rogue Lineage, the dev Par, as his in-game character Tau, had a dab emote, a flashy little spin that no one else could use. It's basically just a dev flex that didn't really exist. It was never obtainable by regular players, and fast forward to 2025, and that emote surprisingly returns in Deepwoken. So, if you're wearing the Jester's garb and taunt with the mocking favorite talent, the character spawned might bust out in that exact same dab spin, and that was it. Just like in Rogue Lineage, you still can't use this yourself, which kinda sucks, but the emote lives on as a hidden nod to the OG Rogue Lineage players. It's definitely a true inside joke from the devs to those who've been watching since the beginning, and I really enjoy that. Moving onto something useless that a lot of people forgot about, before the current Stranger event that grants Ardor, there was something even more obscure, being the Tasset Stranger. This was an invisible ministry spy hidden deep within Tasset. No visual indicators, no hints, just gone unless you knew exactly what to look for and where to find it. If you somehow managed to find them and had 50 charisma on your character, they'd grant you the Tasset Murmur instantly, no trial, no build-up, just a reward for meeting insanely specific conditions. Most players never saw this, and it doesn't really make sense because of course there is the quest that's just easier. This was so secretive that a majority of the community that hasn't been around probably doesn't even know it exists or forgot about it. And for right now, that's about it. Those were 10 useless Deepwoken facts that I thought weren't helpful at all, but hopefully elevated your overall game experience, after you know them. Also, now that I'm wrapped up, did I miss your favorite fun fact, or is there something else more useless I should talk about next time? Anyway, thank you to everyone who supports the channel, it really means a lot. If you want even more content, you can join it below, and for updates to reach me directly, join my Discord. If you're interested in running with my guild, the Apothecary, that link's down there, and finally, join my UGC group. I just dropped a set, and I'm excited to do even more. Big thanks as always for the support. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and have a good one. It's punchin' time.